Hi everyone, I'm the Rum.
And I'm the Wine.
We're an expat couple living here in Dublin, Ireland for the past 4 years. We make videos about what it's like moving and living here in Dublin. Not just for people who are thinking about moving, but those already here who are trying to improve their lives and thrive as expats. If any of that sounds interesting to you, please do subscribe.
So today the topic we want to talk about is what is the cheapest city to live in Ireland? Because that's a question we get a lot on our social media. So what we did to actually come up with a good answer for that is we're looking at the five biggest cities in Ireland, which is Dublin, Cork, Limerick, Galway and Waterford. And we'll check out what are the living costs there and compare. If at any time you want to skip ahead, make sure to check down below for the timestamps for the different parts of the video.
Like any person trying to move to a new country, the first thing you usually look at is rent. And yes, rent is a very, not even controversial, it's like more the first thing you think about when you think about Dublin and other places. You keep wondering, where is it cheapest or more expensive to rent? So, which of the 5 cities is it?
The most expensive is probably pretty obvious. So what we'll do in this first section of the video is we'll go through different categories of cost of living that could be different city by city rather than about the same on a national average. And the first that comes to mind obviously is rent, because we always hear about rent is so much more expensive than in the rest of the country. And it is not an exaggeration. So if we compare, so for Dublin we have a lower and a higher range. By the way, I'll link all the sources and the numbers if you want to read them back down below in the description box. So for Dublin we have a range because there's cheaper districts and then there are absurdly expensive districts. So on the cheaper end for Dublin we have the average rent for 1 bedroom is about 1,424 to 1,914. Actually, I should let you read the numbers because this is a lot of thousand things to pronounce. And that's stuff that's fun for me.
Sure, we can switch between. So, that's the high range for Dublin. Next up we've got Cork. This is for the average 1 bedroom. Rent, that's about €1,078.
So that's already about 400 quid less than in Dublin.
Yep, Limerick, €915. We're out to the thousands already. Galway, that's 900, lots of nines, €999. And Waterford, that's €769.
So in that sense, we do get the stereotypes that I hear about Irish cities, that Dublin obviously by far the most expensive one, but Cork and Galway also slowly getting up there, still like €400 difference about in the 1 bedroom category, but that's still a pretty big difference to be having. So the next category for rent we're looking at are the 2 bedroom ones to see if there's any difference. So for Dublin we have the lower range at 1,554, which almost seems too low for me to believe to be true, up to 2,226.
Yeah. The upper range, that's a lot more believable. The lower range, yeah, place we were renting was not a 2 bedroom and it was about that price.
I did actually have a quick look at rent.ie to see would I really find places in Dublin for that cheap. There were a handful, but to be honest, I'd be pretty suspicious if I see a 2 bedroom for that price. So it looked like either they were trying to sell the living room as another bedroom and you had your living room in the kitchen that was already in the hallway and stuff like that, or you have 2 tiny broom cupboards with a bed in it each, like a single bed, so, and that technically is a 2 bedroom. So I wouldn't trust the lower figure too much. I'd be quite suspicious about that if you see a 2 bedroom.
Continuing with the cities that aren't Dublin, we have Cork for 2 bedrooms at €1,184, Limerick €1,004. See, it's like almost sliced in half. Amazing, isn't it? Galway at €1,094, And lastly, Waterford at €845. So quite
That is
a difference.
amazing. That is
Quite a
amazing.
difference.
845 euros. I think from like people I know who rent rooms in flat shares, they pay about €850. So like Waterford looking pretty good when it comes to the rental market.
Of course, if you're from any of these places, such as Waterford, do comment below and tell us if these things are really realistic. We aren't on the ground to actually see like how we experience here in Dublin, so it'd be good to know. Thank you.
So the next category is public transport. So since Dublin is quite different than the other cities, we had to find a way to make it comparable. So what we're comparing is a monthly bus ticket, because every city has buses. And for the smaller cities, what they have is like a monthly red zone ticket. So that would be a more central areas of the city. Of course, if you're commuting from further out, the ticket would probably be more expensive. So for Dublin, the monthly ticket is €145 just for the bus.
Yeah, in our previous videos, you would know that we lived in the city centre, so we didn't really catch the bus, just walked everywhere.
Precisely for that reason as well, because if you're thinking about €145 for one person, then for two people, that already becomes €290. That's almost €300 we can save as a couple by being able to walk to work.
Yeah, but then there'd be the work tax saver thing.
Even so.
Yeah, there'll be some savings in it. Yeah.
But yeah, that was our logic. We pay a little more rent to be able to walk to work, but we save the extra money for the monthly transport tickets.
As I was awkwardly trying to say just now, these actually are the tax saver rate figures, so this is as cheap as it's gonna get. Next up, we have the city of Cork, and for that monthly bus ticket, it's €85, followed by Limerick, Galway, and Waterford, all at €75 per month. So, once again, significantly cheaper.
To be fair,
yeah,
there might be more buses involved in the Dublin ticket, simply because the bigger city requires more buses.
more routes, etc. So, probably legit. I also assume in Dublin you'll be catching the bus to various places a lot more often. Even for us, if you were going back to our old flat, that's 2 buses if you weren't going to walk most of the way there. Not most, some. A bit more than people who don't like to walk, would actually walk.
So next up is utilities. That means electricity, gas, water, according to the website, but there are no water charges in Ireland, and garbage. So in Dublin, the average rate is €160 per month.
Yep, I guess
Sounds legit.
both of the places
Enough.
we lived in before, well, this current place and the old place had the bin charges already in the rental fee. So that's about 30 quid euros per month about. As for electricity, that really varies, and gas, depending if the place runs off of electricity and gas or just electricity. Sounds legit.
It also depends on how new the house that you're living in is. The higher the quality, like it's classified by a bear rating from like A to a bit down the alphabet. Yeah. You want to get as close to A as you can, and the closer to A, the less you're going to pay on electricity, because the more energy efficient the house will be.
So they say. We have yet to fully test it with this flat. We haven't been living here long enough, but I'm expecting some good results. So, in utilities, next up we have Cork. That's about 150 per month. Limerick, that's 120. Galway, that's €151. And Waterford, €178. Wow. Why is it thing? I don't know. Charges for different regions, maybe.
Do you just have a really expensive garbage collection there? Let us know if you're from Waterford. Is the number legit? Is it really that much higher? Let us know. Next up, we have something that's very important, not just for expats, but probably everyone. Everyone's going to say millennials, but let's face it, probably everyone at this point. And that's internet. So in Dublin, it's about €52 per month, which is what we were paying for internet so far.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and in the rest of the places, we have Cork, that's about 46. Limerick, 48. Galway, 52. And Waterford, 52. I expect it's almost the same provider in every place, so it might just have a different range of maybe there's some special local providers, or maybe some of the internet isn't at such a high speed that the price gets, inflated like that, because you could be getting full 1 gigabyte or higher, or probably not higher, I don't know, around that, speed internet, and of course that comes with a higher price. You're not paying 52 quid for that at all.
So the next category we looked at is going out for a meal at an inexpensive restaurant, and according to the website we used to check those numbers, Numbeo, it's pretty much the same. It's about €15 in all the cities except Limerick for €12. I don't know, you have some good restaurants in Limerick? Let us know in the comments.
Yes, I don't know, maybe it's more local food, who knows. Okay, next on the list, we threw this in just for fun because lots of people measure how well a place is to live based on that liquid bread, as you may call it, the beer. And, this is at Germany, but we are drinking a lot of beer here. Of course, I had to mention Germany when it came to beer. They drink it all the time over there. Get some... Mix it up a bit, mix it up a bit. Try some other spirits that might be good for your
Here's
spirit.
the rum advertising rum.
Or whiskey, some good Irish whiskey.
Not wine, apparently.
Yes, I have all the wine I need over here.
So I searched for a long time to try and find comparable prices for pints. And I found this website. I don't think it's very updated because the price for Dublin seems way too cheap. So it is probably add €1 onto that and then you have a more realistic price. But do let us know in the comments, where do you live and what do you pay for a pint? I'm curious to know. So in Dublin, according to the websites, it's €5.07. I think it's closer to €6 in the city centre at least.
Yeah, I haven't been to a pub in so long, because of obvious reasons that I can't remember. Alright, so according to this website, in Cork, it comes up to about €4.09. In Limerick, €4.14. In Galway, €3.90. And in Waterford, €4.38. So, decent. I can't remember how much it was in West Cork, but I remember that when we were in, not West Cork, actually Cork. Yeah, I was
Cork City Centre, we were like, wow, pints are cheap here.
Yeah,
unfortunately, it's only lunch. And we're only passing through.
Yeah, that was definitely the experience.
So we also included childcare on this list because a subscriber had asked me about what a childcare costs like, and it was like, something I never looked at. So I found an article and I realized there's actually big differences between the different counties. So for Dublin, it's on the low range, it's €828 per month for full-time childcare, and on the higher end, it's €984 per month.
Okay, so for the rest of the cities, because also have to research, no personal knowledge about childcare ourselves. For Cork, that's about €780. Limerick, €644. Galway, €652. And Waterford, €648. Once again, subscribers, people watch the videos, let us know, are these things accurate? We would like to know. Because the difference between that cost per month, that's almost like renting another room. That can seriously impact someone's budget or any sort of considerations like that when they're thinking about moving or probably planning for a child themselves.
So to finish off, we wanted to do just a quick rundown of what would it be like for the total living costs per city for different scenarios. So the first scenario we're looking at is a single person living in a one-bedroom apartment. So in Dublin, on the low range, you'd have a fixed cost. So fixed cost means rent, a monthly bus ticket, utilities, and internet. So you'd have on the low range in Dublin €1,781, and on the higher end €1,914 as your base fixed cost.
In Cork, that would be €1,359. Limerick, €1,158. In Galway, not
that
100, cheap. No. €1,274. And in Waterford, €1,074. So, decent change, as we would have expected as the cities get less populated.
So the similar trend is pretty much for the next scenario that we're going to look at, which is if you're living in a 2-bedroom flat, it's 2 adults, so you need 2 monthly bus tickets, still have same utilities, internet, and you also have childcare on top of that. So in Dublin, on the low end, that puts you at €2,884 living costs for the fixed costs per month, and on the high end, it's €3,210 per month.
In Cork, that's €2,329. Limerick, €1,965. Galway, €2,098. And in Waterford, €1,872.
So now that we looked at the living costs, you would probably argue, well, salaries are much more higher in Dublin, right? Well, let's take a look at it. So what we are actually looking at is the median salary. Median means that if you align all the salaries that everyone has, the one that would be in the exact middle. So it's not the average. We figured the median might be give us a bit of a better idea of what the actual salary most realistically would be.
Yeah, because obviously you have those people like, CEOs or, not like CEOs, but, really high paid managers at places like your Facebooks or your Googles. Yeah, their salaries can really distort how much money people are actually making, hence going with the median. Yeah.
And simply age, because to be honest, we're probably more left on the bracket of total people in that sense because we're younger. So what we did is we took the gross salary that we found in the Central Office of Statistics websites and we calculated the net salary and then the monthly take-home salary. And based on that, in Dublin, you have about €2,611 as your monthly take-home salary that you see arrive on your account.
Now then, for Cork, that becomes €2,497. Limerick, €2,435. Galway, €2,449. And Waterford, €2,458.
So if you look at those numbers, the difference isn't that big. Like the two ends of the spectrum of the cities we've selected here is the difference is just €153 between the median salary in Dublin and in Waterford. But if you look at living costs, that's an entirely different story. So going back to our scenarios, if you compare again Dublin and Waterford, you have €708 cheaper living costs as a single person, even just comparing the lower end figures we found for Dublin, and €1,012 cheaper living costs for the 2-bedroom situation with 2 adults and a child.
Of course, all these numbers are just estimates. They may be on the lower end of the spectrum or the higher end. In some of the places where you might have the cheaper living costs, you might also need a car for more transportation, so it's not just public transportation, so that could be an extra cost as well. Also, salary varies depending on what job you have, what industry, the location, whether you might work for a company in Dublin, but then you can still remote work and take home the same salary, versus a company that's probably based in Limerick that would have a lower salary as well. Of course, the thing to think about is that the place you are, whether it's the cheapest or the most expensive, or just in between, it is your lifestyle that really should make your decision. If you're coming to the Emerald Isle and you really want to see more nature, it doesn't matter if, your salary could be covered in Dublin. What you might really want is to be more out in the Midlands and have more time to experience nature. So, salary cut, less expenses, might just be for you. So, with this knowledge, go out and make decisions. Yeah, I actually don't know how to segue from such a powerful thing. So yes, go out, make good decisions with this information. Of course, do comment and tell us what you think about this information, if it's accurate, if you live in these areas, because we're always curious about what life is like for people who come outside of Dublin. We always hear about Dublin. But Ireland, I expect, is just as fantastic outside of Dublin as controversially it is in Dublin. I know some commenters are there being like, damn, Dublin's a kip. What are you talking about? But for some people, it's magical. Anyways, hope you liked this video and any information. Please do remember to subscribe and check out our playlist of other videos for more information about moving to Dublin and Ireland. There's a lot of Dublin. See, Dublin is on the brain. What's it doing to me?
So we also have a course that can help you plan your move to Ireland, so check the link out in the description box as well.
Yeah. Also, we're slowly building up our websites. What we're trying to do is to put some more tools and more information and blogs and posts to help people make a decision of whether they want to move to, Ireland, but also some other places as well. So look out for that. And until then, have a grand time. Bis später.
Bye.